zip function is really very, very useful. Okay, remember we did enumerate for when you have several lists. Okay, we have 3 lists, and we wanted to get the elements from the 3 lists. So we did an enumerate with 1 list, and then we used the index to access the elements, corresponding elements from the other lists. Okay. Now, zip makes it easier, and it may seem to be trivial now, but there are instances where this is really, really very helpful. Then what zip will do is that it will take corresponding elements and put them as a collection. Okay. So it will zip. So if you zip these 3 sequences, sequence 1, sequence 2, sequence 3, then you get a zip. So you can't see what's in that zip, but what's actually there is these 3 are joined together as one element, and the next 3 are joined together as one element, and so on. Then you can simply do a for loop. You don't need to do enumerate. So that is the purpose of zip. So you have iterator. So iterator is just a collection of objects. It's a list or a tuple. Okay. So iterator 1, iterator 2, iterator 3, and so on. So iterators can be tuples, lists, or other sequences. Elements at each index location of the past iterator are grouped, and they are grouped as tuples, and returns a zip object. Okay. If the length of the past iterators are not the same, okay, one of these is not exactly 3 or the same length, the iterator with the least items decides the length of what is returned. Okay, so the other items are just thrown away. The zipped object can be used as an iterator, or to see the contents must be converted. Okay, otherwise you cannot see what's in the zip list. Like zipped file, you have to unzip it to see what's in it. Okay. Then when you iterate over zip, or when you unzip it, unzipping works like pop. Once you unzip it, zipped object will have nothing in it left. So when it's like unpacking. So you packed everything, and then you unpack it. You have taken it all out, so there is nothing left in it. So here we have. So when you try to display zip SCQ, it just says it's zipped. I don't know what to say there. Okay. Now if you unzip it, okay, if you convert that into a list, then you can see how the zipping worked. So it took the corresponding elements from those 3 iterators and made that into a tuple. And then it took the second element from each of the iterator and made that into a tuple, and then into a tuple, and then tuple. So if you have more than just 3. Okay. So now that I use zip, now that I have used list to unzip it, so that means I have now unpacked and taken everything out. Now if I do, if I repeat that list zip SQ, what do I get? I get nothing, because it has been unpacked and taken out, and there is nothing left in the zipped object. Okay. So zipped object is an iterator and can be used in a loop. So this is the alternative to enumerate. So when you have 3 lists, you enumerate over the first one and use the index to access the other 2 lists. So here you zip, and then, so you know there are 3 elements. So this is the assigning. So you use for. That zip sequence has a tuple with 3 elements at each position. So you can unpack the tuple. So you get x, y, z. So now you see that when you so the first time it's going to get that tuple in the for loop. The first time around, it'll get this tuple. And there are 3 elements. Those 3 elements will go into x, y, and z. And we print that. And then repeat. So second time, these 3 elements are taken out. Those 3 will go to x, y, and z. And then you print that. Yeah, you print that. And then go back. So all the elements from the first list, second list, and third list, and fourth, fifth, if you have more than that. So you don't have to use the index to access the other list. So by zipping, you can get all of the elements when you do the for loop. Okay. Now zipped object with enumerate. So you can also use enumerate if for some reason you needed to. You can do that too. Okay. If all you're interested in is those elements, then you don't need to do enumerate. You just use the for loop. Okay. But for some reason you need enumerate, you can do that also.